This is Earl Amin with the 2024 Side Podcast, where CEOs of small to global companies share their insights. It is 6 questions in 9 minutes because top CEOs know how to listen and be concise. So let's get to it. First of all, welcome. And in just a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, Earl. Well, my name's Leanne Abraham, President and CEO of Premierehire, Executive Search and Leadership Strategies. We help leaders build great teams and grow leaders. If they need to expand their teams, we help them find top shelf individuals and ensure they have a great start, like their premier opening. We also help leaders implement the systems and processes to ensure that they have strong, good mutual trust and respect within their team so they can make great decisions, have effective implementation, and just be a great place to work.
Outstanding. I really like that premier opening.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, Leanne, tell me, what's the best thing about being the CEO of Premierehire?
Well, I love to create, I love to learn, and I love to mentor, and I get to do all those things as the CEO. I also am a therapist and psychologist at heart. So I love to create things that help people grow and work well together. And so I get to do that. And having been an executive for so many years, I won't say how many, but many, in both small and large companies, I know how important simple is. I know how hard it is to implement things. And so I've really been able to kind of do my own thing in creating things that really work well for teams.
Right. Very good. So I'm sure along your journey to become CEO, you've spoken with other CEOs, as have I, and many of them say that, well, that leading their team and being able to see the road ahead, the challenges that lie ahead can in itself be a challenge. What are your thoughts?
Yes, risks and uncertainty define a CEO's job, right? I would say, particularly with the year that we've had behind us, that it's really important that CEOs do not let a good crisis go to waste. We've been refined by fire in this last year, good or bad, and you've probably discovered a lot about yourself and your team. So don't let this learning opportunity pass you by. Really look at, when you were all hands on deck, how did your leaders perform? Who really capitalized on the ingenuity and genius of team members and client feedback and just talking to people? Who really maximized that, and celebrate that and expand on that, right? Look at the good things you learned. And who are your leaders that really worked hard at staying in control and keeping things focused, and they had no idea where they were going, and it probably didn't work as well because they were micromanaging? They could maybe use a bit of coaching or maybe mentoring from those who kind of got the hang of working with a bigger team. I always like to think of the Apollo 13 mission, where it was all hands on deck to get those men home safely and alive. And you look at that, watch that movie again, and what did your team do that was similar to that? And just celebrate it and repeat it and put it in place for this year.
Outstanding. Well, tell me, with all of that you've gathered now and expressed, what specific piece of insight do you want to share with and for the benefit of other CEOs?
Well, probably because I lived this and made the mistakes myself and had to figure it out. I really always like to encourage CEOs to really examine, even on a daily basis, where the focus of their drive is. I mean, you're a CEO because you're a driven person, because you set big goals and work hard to get there. But where is the focus of your drive, right? Is your drive focused on shareholder return, profits, cash flow? Because that will suck you in, right? Important measures. But as we all know from the research done by the Covey Group in the 4 Ds of Discipline, I think it's called, a great book, but those are lag measures, right? And if you are anxious and stressed out about that, you are missing the journey, right? You as a leader need to manage the process. You need to manage and coach the people in the process, the journey, have all the right things in place, put some bumpers in there, put accountability in place, but you got to trust the process, because you cannot control all the details that go on in your company, and you're going to lose all that frontline knowledge and information. So get your focus on the process and the journey and the people, and trust the results, right? I love the quote. It's actually from Dr. Adizzi's, one of his clients, it is, as a leader, your job is to create an environment in which the most desirable will most probably happen.
Right. Well done. Well done. Well, tell me, what other successful CEOs, your contemporaries, who are successful like yourself, would you like to acknowledge or give a shout out to and should be on my podcast?
Okay, there are a lot. Oh, so I'd like to give a shout out to a CEO that I have worked with for 6 years on his board, currently his board chair, Chris Megason, who's been the CEO for over 20 years at Solutions for Change. And we are helping single families who have the symptom of homelessness and poverty move beyond all of the issues that have got them there, that in 2 years or less, they are taxpayers, community leaders, caring for their kids and just doing awesome. So we have the most incredible academy program, and him and his team are amazing. I love working with them. I'm very blessed to be with them. I also admire Felina Hansen, who is the founder and CEO of Hub, a women's workspace. She's done amazing things to help people get through this last year. Just an incredible leader. So many more. Michelle Berquist, who is head of Women of Influence and has created a national organization to support women leaders. Lots of great people, but those are top 3.
Very good. We received that. Thank you. Well, let me ask you the final question, Leanne. How do you celebrate a win?
That is the fun part of winning, is I plan an event with my kids, depending how big the win is, right? It could just be a movie night and some nice food, or we get to plan a weekend away. A while ago, we went canoeing. Another weekend, we went kayaking. We've got a couple of hikes we'd like to do. So yeah, so it's celebrating and planning that adventure. My daughter's already looking online for the next resort we're going to go to. She wants to do the spa thing, of course. And I, of course, for myself, a good bottle of red wine and some nice seafood.
Very good. Sounds like fun.
Yes.
Well, Leanne, it's been a great pleasure having you on today. Let me ask you, how can people find you?
They can contact me by email, Leanne@premierehire.com. Don't forget, premierehire.com is a premier opening, so there's an E at the end of premier. And there you go. And my LinkedIn account. I'm all over LinkedIn. So Leanne Abraham on LinkedIn.
Excellent. Excellent. This is Earl Amin with the 2024 Site Podcast. For more insights, go to LinkedIn and search for The Gray Owl Company. Leanne, thank you so very much.
Thanks, Earl. Have a good day.